Happy Tuesday, Cheryl. Tuesday evening. Still trying to get used to the change. Hope you are doing well. Hi, Rise. There's Joanne. All my Stampin' homies. Welcome. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Paula. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock. And because of my new format now that I'm doing in the new year, I will be going on Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock until further notice. And I've been enjoying the later time, so I hope you guys are too. And I used to be doing 2 times in the mornings, but I found that I felt a bit rushed. So I feel like if I do it once a week, but I can do multiple projects, I feel like I can get more done, get it on my blog, and really do a good job with it. So that's why we went ahead and changed that. We will be using this evening the Dandy Garden Suite, which, let me look in my, if you guys have your catalog, page 25 shows all the fabulous products. And always remember, when I'm doing my tutorials, you don't have to worry about writing down any of the information. There will be a PDF that you can download and print off for yourself with all those dimensions and directions as well. So don't worry, just sit back and relax and have fun watching. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. As I said before, we are going to be using the Dandy Garden Suite tonight, and it has so much stuff that comes with it. It is amazing. And there's 2 bundles, there's loads of paper, there's envelopes, and memories and more cards. There's a punch. It's just amazing what comes with this card, and I really, really love it. Now I'm going to be focusing on 2 specific products. I'm going to be using tonight this bundle, the Dragonfly Garden Bundle, which includes the stamp set and the great Dragonfly punch. Love it. And I'm going to also be using the fabulous 6x6 paper that goes with the suite. So much to look at, and so many great projects that you can come up with this. But I have one that I've been excited to share with you, and I'm glad it's finally here. And it is, let me go ahead and move you down here to it is a handmade card gift box. All right, and how it works is you open it here, and this is closed using a magnetic clasp. You know how I love those magnetic clasps. And then you just open it up here, and you have your sets of cards on both sides. Now I only have 4 cards in here, 2 on each side, but you could probably fit as many as 10 cards in here easily. It's lots of space. I'll show you what I use to make these really cool little holders on the inside. So easy to put together. You're going to love this. And this is a great way to give somebody some of your homemade cards in a unique way. All right, so this is what we're going to make this evening, and we're going to focus first on the box. All right, now remember, as I said before, there will be a PDF for you that you can download and print if you'd like to, okay? And on that, it's going to give you all the dimensions and all the instructions that you will need. Now, this video tutorial will also be on my website. I'm sorry, not my website, my blog, so that you can go back and look through the video. Some people are better learners when they can watch a video of it. So whatever works best for you, that's what we're going for. All right, for the sides of the box, you're going to have 2 pieces of Misty Moonlight. I picked Misty Moonlight for my box. The paper that comes in this suite has a very colorful side, and then it has the monochromatic kind of Misty Moonlight designs on the other side. And that's kind of what I went for with my outside boxes. All right, so let's get back to this. For the sides, you're going to cut 2 of these, and they are 4 3/4 by 7 3/8, and they're going to be scored at 6 inches on the long side on both. Now, I've already scored these at 6 inches, and those are going to be our sides. All right, then we're going to have a piece here that is 4 3/8 by 4 3/4, and you're going to score it at 1.5 and 2 7/8 on the short side. And this is going to be the part that flips over and makes the flap in the front to close. All right, now another thing I added to this after I did my scoring and folding and creasing, I sent the piece through the embossing machine using the tufted folder. Okay, I use the tufted emboss folder. Now this is something you don't have to do, but I used the embossing folder and I embossed on 2 panels. Okay, and this panel is going to tuck in the back of the box, so you're not going to see it. This will be on the top and the front. So I thought that was a great way to make it a little more fancy. And then I also did use the corner rounder to round off those corners, just to give it a little bit of pretty front on there. Hi, Ann and Deb, welcome. Great to see you. All right, so that is the next piece that we're going to have. We're also going to need a piece that is 3/4 by 11 inches, scored at 1 inch on each end. And this is going to be our fabulous handle. You can also make the box without a handle if you don't want the handle. All right. And then we have a small little strip that we're going to put on the front of the box. And this is at 3/4 by 4 3/4. All right, all these numbers will be on the PDF. Do not worry. All right, well, let's go ahead and start it and get our box together. All right, let's take these away. Let's go ahead and focus on the 2 large panels first. Okay, remember we scored them at 6 inches. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and go over those score lines. All right, now, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put these 2 panels together. All right, to make the bottom and then the back and front of the box. The paper I use is not long enough to make it with 1 piece, so we have to use Plan B, and we're going to use 2 pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use, let me grab my adhesive here. I'm going to use tear and tape for this, and you'll notice I'll be using more tear and tape than I usually do, just because the box is going to need a little bit of added strength because it's going to be opened and closed a little bit, and we want to make sure that it holds together well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take off the strips on my tear and tape. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and put these in here, hopefully lining them up on live TV. All right, and that's your first step. Okay, we're just putting those both together. All right, your next step, we're going to work on the little pockets on the inside of the box. Let me show you those again in my finished sample here. Does anybody know what I used for those? There are these clear little boxes here that I use that do a great job holding the cards on both sides. All right, so let me show you what we have, which is in our catalog, and they're available to you in the annual catalog, and they are called acetate gift card boxes. So these are in our catalog because you can use these to gift cards away. You can put several cards inside the box and then put a pretty bow on it or whatever you want. And you can give those as a gift box. So it's kind of one of the choices we have for packaging in the annual catalog. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this box, and if you look at it as big as it gets, I'm going to leave it flat so the flaps are out. If you measure from flap to flap, it is 8 inches. Okay, we're going to cut it in half. So we're going to go to 4 inches, and we're going to take our scoring blade and go over. Got to go a few times because you got to get through that plastic, but I'm able to cut it in half, just like that. So these are going to be the 2 pockets for the gift box. Let me see if I can put these together quickly. Just like you would any box, you're just going to fold on all the score lines, and then you're just going to tuck these in. There are numerous projects you can make using these. I made a cute project for Valentine's Day using this. But there's all different kinds of things you can make with these acetate boxes. They were originally designed for to hold cards for gifting, but you know us stampers, we come up with all different ideas. All right, so let's go ahead and get those put together. Come on, you. There we go. All right, now we have our 2 little pockets. So we're going to bring back in the portion of the box that we've already worked on. And what we're going to do is we are going to adhere these boxes right to the front and back panel. Now this panel in the middle here is the bottom, so we don't want to stick it to that. So we're going to stick this one to the back panel, coming down just about to where the line is there, and the same thing up here. All right, so we're going to turn those over, and I'm going to put 2 pieces of tear and tape on the back of each of these. Okay. That way we know they'll stay put, because the recipient will probably be opening and closing, taking out their cards. So you want to make sure that the pockets on the inside don't tear or go anywhere. So they're a little better than making paper ones, even though I've made lots of paper pockets in gift boxes, but these will really last really well. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to take the tear and tape off this one first. We put 2 pieces across. Come on, tear and tape. You know me. No nails. Don't give me problems. I'm going to go up here. I can't find my little pick tool. It's missing. All right, there we go. All right, so just as I said before, you're going to put it right in here, and you want it to be in the center. So you're going to just tap it down, make sure you've got it in the center where you want it, and then you're just going to let it lie back and then just press. Okay, so now that can stand up right in there. Okay, same with number 2. Super easy. Okay. I will have the link to the PDF on my blog, and my blog is, I'll put up the address, it's www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. I should have the PDF up there by the end of tomorrow. Okay, there'll just be a link to click, and then you can download it and print it. All right, well, here's our second. We're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm going to go ahead, same thing. I want to line up the bottom just right up to that score line. And then I want to make sure that I have it pretty well centered. Let me see how I did. I didn't do that well with that one. This is hard to do when it's not right in front of you and you're reaching a bit, but I can do it. All right, there we go. Okay, so then we just fold those up, and that joint here gives it enough space that you have plenty of room for both of those little boxes in there. Isn't that cool? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put the flap on the top. Okay, so I showed you this piece before. Okay, this is, I ran it, I did the scoring, and then I ran it through the embossing machine with the tufted embossing folder, and that gives it a bit of a fancy look. So now this is going to go inside the back panel. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use tear and tape. Might as well keep using it. It's being nice to me tonight, pretty nice. 2 pieces. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take those pieces of tear and tape off. And I'm going to, this is our back panel. I'm going to go ahead and line it up. The top. There we go. Okay, so there you see that there's the back panel that was not embossed is adhered to the back of the box. Then you have your front of the box that pops up, and then you have the flap that comes over. So we're like almost finished the box part. Isn't that great? All right, now, next thing we're going to do is put in our magnets for our closure. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put it on the front before we put our Designer Series paper on. Now, this is the Designer Series paper I chose for the box. This is from the DSP stack, and these are cut at 5 3/4 by 4 1/2, and you need 2 of these, one for the front and one for the back. All right, so let's first get out our magnets. These are the craft magnets I use. These are not available through Stampin' Up, but I do know the address on Amazon. If anyone is interested, I can post that after our time, and I can put it in the description of the video. But these are the ones I use. They're, I believe, 2 centimeters by 8 centimeters. Very tiny, but very powerful. And the way I add them is just with a glue dot. So I grab my glue dots. I take one of my magnets and I stick it right onto the glue dot there. Okay, I'm going to take it off, and then I'm going to put it approximately an inch from the top of the front panel. Don't worry and stress about getting in the middle because you're not going to see it. Okay, so there it is. Now, before we add the second magnet, we're going to go ahead and we're going to adhere the Designer Series paper over the magnet. Okay, and to do that, yep, I will get you the link to the magnets. Absolutely, Joanne, thank you. They're not real expensive. You get a slew of them with your order, so I will definitely put that on. So I use some Tombow for this. And then I went ahead and I just adhered it right to the front panel, going right over the magnet. I squeeze a little bit around the magnet, but that's not going anywhere. It's down with the glue dot, and then you have the glued panel right over top. So there's our front. Okay, now let's turn it over quickly before we add the other one. And before I forget, I'm going to add my back panel. This is an optional panel. If you don't want to put one on the back, you don't have to, but I did. This is such gorgeous paper, I couldn't resist. And there you have it. Oops, let's move him over a little bit. Thank goodness it's Tombow. I had a chance to move it before it stuck. All right, let's turn it back over the front. This is the fun part. All right, we already have the one magnet down. Okay, I'm going to close my box, take the other magnet, and just put it down, and it finds the other magnet that's underneath. Okay, so all I need to do is close the flap and then drop my magnet right down, and it goes right to the spot where the other magnet is underneath. So I'm just going to pick it up again, and I'm going to put a glue dot on the right side, and then I'm going to put it right back down. Okay, and then I'm going to take it and give it a little bit of a squeeze, but now we have our closure all done. And if you look at the finished one, you can't see that magnet because it is under the embellishment that's right on the front. So it works perfectly. We're going to put an embellishment over top, and no one will ever know there was a magnet in there. But they'll be so impressed with you when you show them it's a magnetic closure on your box. All right, let's go ahead and do our little embellishment for the front. We're going to be using the stamp set from the suite called Dragonfly Garden. We're going to use May Good Things Grow All Year Long. We're going to stamp that on this stitched circle. And this is the coordinating scallop from the layering circles. All right, I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight. We want to stick with the same color palette. And we're going to go ahead and just stamp this right in the middle. There we go. Let's try again. That's not dark enough. Somebody needs to re-ink a little bit. All right, let's try that again. That's better. All right, now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it and put that in front. Now what I'm going to have to do is, sadly, I do not have any of those ladybug trinkets left. I know, I'm in tears here. They will be coming in the mail shortly, so I'm just going to leave an open spot there. Okay, now how do we put this on? Super easy. We're going to grab our box again, and we are going to put a dimensional on each side of our magnet here. Okay, we're going to take off the backing, and then we're going to go ahead and put this right on the front. Let's do it over this side a little more. Come on, Barbie, you can do it. Does that look like it's in the middle? I think a little farther. Says Miss Perfectionist. There we go. All righty, so then you can push that down, and that embellishment stays right on top, and now you can easily open and close your box. And it just put it down, and it catches the magnet on the bottom. Isn't that cool how easy that is? I think it is, Cheryl, but I'm not sure it is. All right, I will have to check and see. I thought it was, but I might have to check back in the annual catalog. So I might be telling you a story today. I'll have to check about the tufted. But there's lots of other ones that you can choose as well. The tile one would be very pretty as well. All right, just a few more things to do here. Let's go ahead and grab that short little piece. Okay, and this is going to go right across the front of my box. And I think this would be a really great box without a handle. If you don't want to put a handle on it, I think it would work fabulously. Just like that. And then your recipient could open it like that. But I was feeling like a handle. So I cut a piece of Misty Moonlight. This is 11 by 3/4 inches. And then I scored 1 inch from each end. Okay. And I am going to go ahead and grab my tear and tape one more time for good measure. And I'm going to put this handle on. And the way I put the handle on is the end pieces go inside at the lid. So let me show you how that works. There we go. All right. So here's our lid. So I'm going to try to get it about the middle, and you're just going to take it up to where that score line is, and then you just kind of press down. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Bring it around. I'm going to open it here, and then this will go on the other side, right on the top portion of the lid. Squeeze that down, and there you have it. One more thing we should do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make our dragonfly for the front. Okay, I'm going to be using the dragonfly image, and I'm going to be stamping it with Memento ink because I'm going to be using some lovely blends to color the wings. So there is my dragonfly. Gonna grab my blends. Tonight I decided I wanted to use light Seaside Spray right here towards the inside of the wings. Just a little bit of dark. And that's not real dark, so it's really up to you what colors you'd like. I wanted to keep it in the blue family just because of everything else on the box. And then I took the light Pool Party and just colored out to the end of the wing. But that's really up to you, whatever colors you'd like to use and whatever blend you like. If you have never tried the blends, I would encourage you to give them a try. I love them, and I am not a great artist, but they sure make me feel like I am. Then I'm going to grab my punch here, and we're going to line him up right inside there. Oops, don't break his body there, Barb. Okay, and there is the cute little dragonfly. And he is going to go right on the front of my box. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of Wink of Stella on his wings. This is an amazing pen that gives you a little bit of glitter. And I like to use it, as does Dory. We're both very much Wink of Stella girls. All right, then we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a dimensional on the back. Oh, come back here. And then I'm going to put that right to the front of my, hey Mary, welcome. Right there. So there you have it. How easy is that, ladies? That is really not too difficult to do. All right, now in my box, I had some cards, and I'm just going to do one card for you this evening just to show you how the design looks. And again, just like the box, all the dimensions for the cards will also be on the PDF. All right, so let me grab a card out of our finished product here. And like I told you, there's only 2 in each of these pockets, and there is so much room that you could have so many more in there. But these show a little bit more of the paper that is in this suite. This one shows some of the cute little dandelions and bringing in some of the yellows from the other side of the paper. So this is the card we're going to make. Very simple. That's what's so great about Stampin' Up. Just put some beautiful Designer Series paper on the front and you're good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and take our regular size of basic white cardstock. And we're going to have these 2 pieces here. We're going to have a panel of the Bumblebee cardstock, and then nesting inside, we're going to have a panel of the DSP from the suite. Let me turn this over. And using some of my Tombow, we'll get this adhered to the front. First to the, there we go. Now, before we put it onto our card base, we're going to bring in some of the Mossy Meadow twine, which I love, and we're going to make a faux bow. And The way we do that is you're first going to cut a piece of your twine just a little bit longer from on the top and the bottom than your card panel. Then you're going to turn it over, and I use Scotch tape. Hi Sharon, I know you're going to love the set. You're going to love this one. All right, so let's go ahead. Oh, I know what I need to do before I do that. Let's put my tape over here. I need to add this little striped panel, the striped piece, so I know where I'm going to put that cute little ribbon. All right, let's add this first. This is a 1-inch wide piece of Designer Series paper from the same DSP pack. And I'm going to put that right along the left-hand side of this panel. Then it'll give me a better idea of where I'm going to put my ribbon. All right, so there we go. Now we're ready for the ribbon. Here we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the ribbon, and I'm going to line it up right in the spot where the two colors meet. Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to use a piece of Scotch tape on the back just to hold that ribbon in place. Really not ribbon, but twine. Okay, so now that's on. Now I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to tie a bow. So now the card looks like I went all the way around the card and tied a bow on the front when I really didn't do that. But that's okay. I will never tell. And if you do it, I won't tell either. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off the ends and then grab myself a glue dot. Oops, come on, glue dot. There we go. And I'm going to put that right here at the top of right where the twine is. All right, so now we're getting there. We're going to go ahead and grab these two labels. These are from the Stitch So Sweetly die set, another great one that I've gotten lots and lots of use out of. That's okay if you're late, Jean. We're just glad you made it. All right, then we're going to go ahead and take some of that lovely bumblebee ink because we know that's going to match our bumblebee cardstock. And we're going to use these tiny little flying dragonflies. I'm going to ink up my stamp. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to go right onto the white just to give it a little bit of interest. Okay, then I'm going to stamp here. Okay, now let me do that one more time because I see a little extra white over here and I don't like that. And look on the top, we could use one as well. So I'm just kind of covering the whole thing with cute little dragonflies. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and take my Tombow and I'm going to stick this right to the center of this other label, which is die cut using the Misty Moonlight cardstock. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this over and use the Tombow, and we're going to put our card panel, on the front of our basic white card base. So pretty, I love it. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and Tombow on there, adhere it there. Okay, now we've got the tiniest of tiny little stitched circles. These are from the Stitched Shapes. And I'm going to go ahead and using my Memento ink, I'm going to stamp one of the stamps from the set that says, "For a True Friend." I got lots of them. And many of them are stampers, believe it or not. There's "For a True Friend." Can't believe I got that down there. Okay, now we're going to grab dimensionals, one on the back, And that goes right here in the bottom right-hand corner. Now we have one more little dragonfly, and I had to run over there and get a piece of paper. Oh dear. Okay, now we have one more. You guys already know the drill on this guy. We're going to stamp him down with the Memento ink. We're going to grab our blends. This time we're going to use the Seaside Spray like I did before. And remember, you could even bring in some greens or yellows with this one if you wanted to because of the color of the card. Let me go over the end here with my light pool party. There's the words I'm looking for, pool party. Squeaky, squeaky, squeak, squeak. All right, now I'm gonna grab my punch. And we're gonna punch him out. Come on, you. There we go. There he is, ready to roll. So pretty. And I'm gonna, again, take a little of the Wink of Stella and put that on the wings. Now there are some other sentiments that you could substitute for a true friend. Let me grab the set if I see it here. Yep. There is, you are an inspiration, and then there's a thank you as well. So those would be two other kinds of cards you could put in. If you're making it as a gift, you can have different types of cards depending on what occasion they need it for. All right, we're in our last step here. I'm going to grab myself a dimensional, and Mr. Flying Man, our dragonfly, is going to go right there. So there is just a sample of all of the cards that I put on the inside, and I'm trying to think, where's my other one, if I did put a different sentiment on any of them. Nope, I think I put the same one on all of it, for a true friend. But you can certainly change them up if you're making a gift for anyone. All right, well, that is it, ladies. Thank you for sticking with me tonight. And remember, if you're interested in making this, check on my blog tomorrow morning. That is, remember, it's www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. And this video will probably be on there as well. And it will also be on my YouTube channel. So either of those places, you can find what you need. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. I hope you had a great time crafting with me this evening. If you have any questions, just go ahead and message me. If you need help ordering any of the products I used tonight, you can message me as well. So have a great evening, and I will see you next Tuesday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.